Hey friends, and welcome to the Shits and Gigs podcast, where the vibe is high, the humor gets raunchy, and things get spicy when we talk about food. I'm here tonight with my friend Amanda.
Hi fam.
She is one of the most transparent people I know, and she is a fellow entrepreneurial hustler. She is a total boss babe. She works with Glistening Goddesses in Johnston, Rhode Island. Definitely check them out for all things spray tan, teeth whitening, and she does lashes.
Yes.
She's a pro. Look at those things. And look at this glow. I mean, you can't beat it.
Very natural.
Yes.
Camera ready.
Camera ready always.
Always. 24/7 camera ready.
Yes. And so I invited Amanda on tonight, not only because she's awesome, but because she is one of the baddest bitches when it comes to setting boundaries. And that, I think, is something I've really learned to value over the last couple of years, because I'm a recovering people pleaser, and it's debilitating sometimes.
It is, It is. It's hard. I just feel like, I don't know, if it doesn't bring you peace or make you money, which would fall... So anything peaceful to me is something that positively contributes to my life. Mm-hmm. It doesn't just have to be something that makes me feel calm.
Yeah.
It can be something that makes me feel excited. It can be something that makes me feel wealthy, whether that's with my relationship, with money, with whatever.
Yeah.
And if things don't bring you peace, you don't need to participate in them.
Right. It's just not worth it.
It's just a no for me, dog.
Like, you're over 32, right?
I'm 36.
Yeah, okay. So,
really approaching 40.
when you get, I feel like 30 is when I really started to set boundaries. I don't know
30
for
was
you.
a trigger for me too. I was great at it in college, but that's because I was like merely focused on myself.
Yeah.
In a less adult way than I am now. Obviously, it's literally half of my life ago. That's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Like, I was good at setting them and good at being, like, with friends and stuff. Like, I just don't... But I also worked a lot, so I kind of had to.
Me too.
I didn't get a chance to be like, no, let's go party because, like, let's be reckless. Like, I had a job to lose.
Yep. Me too.
But in my 30s, I definitely realized that, like, it's, like... So I noticed this one thing, like, literally when I turned 30.
Yeah.
I realized you can make new friends. You can buy new items. You cannot replace time.
Yes.
You can never make new time.
Cheers to that.
You can never...
Absolutely.
Like, this second is the youngest second we're ever going to be. And you don't get time back. You don't get a redo. Literally, I got married young. I've been divorced. Like, I'm redoing my life.
Beautifully.
With the help of the Lord, yes. Our Savior. Just kidding. I'm very not religious. So.
Just quoting.
We just lost some followers with that one.
It's all right. It's all right. Restarting your life.
So, restarting my life, just, you don't get to do time again. But you can you can literally walk away from a house and acquire a new house.
Right.
Like, it may suck, it may be painful, but you can do it. It's
exactly. Yep.
And, like, why spend 1 minute or 10 seconds or 2 hours of that time doing something that you hate?
Right.
Like, why?
It's not worth it anymore.
And, like, I've applied that to areas of my life, obviously in a much less selfish way now than I did in college.
Yeah.
But, like, helping family and friends on my free time, does that make it my free time anymore? It doesn't.
Yeah.
Do I want to? Yes. Here's what I'm willing to contribute.
Right.
I'll meet you halfway. You want me for the whole day? I can come 12 to 2.
Yeah.
If that works for you, let me know. Just that kind of thing. Just sort of like teaching yourself to change the language.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing that I often tell other people is what I do, or what's helped me set really strong boundaries or make decisions on where to set a boundary, is I ask myself, okay, like, I'm feeling comfortable about this situation. If this is the boundary I set, how might this person react? And I, like, kind of think that through, like, all the possibilities.
Just get that whole thing.
But then I'm shortening.
F how you're reacting.
Well, so that's how I started. But now I ask how now my like shortened approach is I ask myself, okay, like, if this person's pissed, how would my life be different? And if it's not really, then I'm fucking setting the boundary.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have definitely, like, lost friendships, even in adulthood, even as recently as, like, the past year, where the people were unable to communicate to me that I wasn't giving enough of myself, but I also am always giving 100% of myself. So if I can only do text or calls for a month or 2, it's all I got, babe.
Right.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Exactly.
And it has to, the people who respect that have stayed in my life.
Same.
And vice versa. Like, I can go months, weeks without talking to people, years, and then we have an appreciation for where each other is in their life and how hard that is.
Yeah. I think that's huge. I definitely think low maintenance friends at this point, especially in this day and time, is just it.
No, it is. It is it. And it's just like, we don't, no. It's 2024. We all take medication now. We don't act out. We don't act out in public. We don't take our traumas out on our friends anymore.
Yeah.
We talk about them because people have so much in common. Mm-hmm. Like, so much in common.
Right. And I think that's one of, like, the rare kind of silver linings of the internet. Mm-hmm. Like, there's just so much online that you can find those, like, relatable moments widespread.
Yes. Your favorite podcaster, your favorite influencer, all those people seem to be, like, quote unquote opening up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
About what it's like to be themselves.
Yeah, and it's really cool. But I do think the expectation to look a certain way, present yourself a certain way, or like an expectation of like what type of money you should be making and all these things, like there is still that heavy pressure. And that's where like the boundaries are huge. So
just like for the audience, I have no medical training. I have a bachelor's in political science, a master's in screwing life up and everything in between, but I have no medical training. But some activity that I acquired somewhere along my like therapy tenure was to think of large things in my life like buckets. Okay. So I have the bucket of my fiance and my stepdaughter. I have the bucket of my career. I have the bucket of parent A. I have the bucket of parent B. Mm-hmm. I have bucket of friend A, friend, and so on and so forth, right? Yeah. And then every morning you wake up, your fucks, or what you care about, say you get 100 every day. Yeah. I'm going to put 25 today into my fiance and stepdaughter because I get 50 back a day from that.
Oh, okay.
I'm putting 0 into parent B. Parent A can have 10. Yeah. Health and wellness, I'm going to work out today. I'm going to give that 25 because I get 50 back from that too. Okay. Why would I put tangible, valuable items into a bucket that just sucked it right in and never gave it back? It's a black hole. Yeah. I lose 10 out of 10 times. Yep. I give and I lose 10 out of 10 times. Yep. So it's kind of how I started to approach life in my early 30s. Sick that I said early. Now I mean,
we can still count it.
It's okay.
You're crushing it.
Botox for life. That's my recommendation. But like when you think about like if I had to open up my wallet and hand someone $100 bill every time I cared what they thought, right? My wallet would be empty before I even got out of the car at Dave's. Yeah. Yeah. What?
I love this.
I don't know. Like I don't. Really powerful, do you know what I'm saying? Like if I had to like I'm gonna use this notebook as a prop. If I had to open up my wallet, peel out a fresh hundo and give it to someone because I thought they thought my outfit was weird, bro. I'd be debilitated.
Negative.
Yeah, negative. The bank account would be empty 10 out of 10 times. Yeah, yeah. And like just that visualization and like the act of like I started like touching my phone or touching my wallet when I realized I have a hair stuck to my face. It's not just my undiagnosed autism, I promise. Probably both.
Will you find it?
No, it's fine. Struggle through. The act of like reaching for like I'm gonna give you a piece of
so that
me.
became a physical cue for you.
Yeah, well, I did it at first. I don't do it anymore because I go right to would I spend $100 on this? If this energy was money, would I spend $100 on this person? No. Yeah, yeah. Especially because the return is 0. Right. And don't get me wrong, there are times in your life where your good things, your exercise, your spouse, your child, your whatever, your passion doesn't give you money back. Right. But there are times it returns it tenfold. I may get $1 million that day out of that bucket. I don't know. Right, yeah. But every day you wake up with 100, like, where are you putting it? Yeah. And, like, that's when I was like, what? Yeah. Like, no. Yeah. No, I wouldn't give this person, that person, and this thing that I'm stressed about $100 each, bro.
Definitely not.
Mm-hmm. It just, like, helped me kind of be like, oh.
Yeah, that's so helpul.
Yeah.
Like, and is that something you learned in therapy or you stumbled across?
I kind of, like, collected that from therapy. Yeah. Like, so, my therapist and I, we personify my anxiety because I was having a lot of trouble getting angry at myself for how my anxiety was screwing with my daily life. Okay. And, like, how could I let myself blah or how... Anyways. Right. So we personify her. She doesn't have a name. She's not dignified. Yeah. She's a fucking bitch. She's so rude. She's out of control. She's whatever. Yeah. But we separate her from me in the least personality disorder way possible. Yeah, yeah. Because it helps me not be angry at myself for not working through something the way I wanted to. Okay. I don't know where I was going with that. So.
Shoot. Yeah, just take a sip of wine.
Oh, collected in therapy.
Yes.
So, like, that kind of, like... Back on track.
Guys, this is like late night. She just came off like a 10-hour day. I'm usually asleep on the couch at this point.
She's a full-time parent and entrepreneur, so it's going really smoothly for us.
Yes.
When I thought about my anxiety as, like, separate from me, it allowed me to be like, okay, well, my thoughts are separate from me.
Right.
And, like, what do I hate losing more than anything besides time? Money.
Yeah.
That's important to me.
Yeah.
So if I exchange my thoughts for money and put, like, a little bank account with the names of everything in my life that I care about from top to bottom, am I going to put a bill in if I know I'm never getting one back?
Right.
Why?
Definitely not.
Hun, would you...
This is genius.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? It makes you be like, what am I doing?
Right.
Like, would you really give person Q in your life $300 because they reacted negatively to you not being able to attend something? No. Not only did you not attend it and you're catching shit for it, you're now giving them $300? Yeah. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. For real.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out.
Not today, Satan.
Definitely not.
And that helped me, like, and it also helped me separate, like, that emotion you were talking about. Like, yes, I have some empathy. I do empathize with people. I do understand that life is hard. I'm not numb to that, and I'm also not immune to that. Like, life is very hard. Right. But...
What are you saying? Oh, you lost track again? The dollars.
We're past the dollars. I don't know.
God damn it.
It's gonna be really good too,
the person's not gonna get the return. You're not getting the return from the person.
Oh, caring about the emotions.
Oh, yeah, the emotional
part. Yes, I have empathy. Oh my god.
It's alright.
We're gonna get canceled so fast. Me, not you. So I do have empathy for people. I get it. I know life is hard. Like, I'm the first to be like, don't worry about it. Life's hard. Whatever. Mm-hmm. But not caring what they cared back about me. Right. Like, not giving them the dollar to begin with to either choose to keep or give back to me was taking my power back. Right. So, like, it eliminates the need for their emotional justification. For them. It eliminates the need for them to be like, no problem, hon. Right. I don't even care if you don't reply to my text.
Like, you can save your passive aggressiveness.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely think that's something I've been working on. I just didn't know I could package it up like that.
But,
that's
like, listen,
nice.
Setting boundaries is so fucking hard, and it gets worse before it gets better. Definitely. Like, that's something I can't emphasize enough. If you're not actually ready to do it, and you're not ready to commit, like, kind of like recovery, like, you're recovering people pleaser. Right. If you're not ready to be, like, at the end of this journey, whatever you want to call it, at the end of this journey, I want to be able to say no to everything that doesn't bring me peace. Yeah. You got to start somewhere, but you have to be ready for that. Right. Like, for me, when it comes to, especially for the backlash, because that's where I struggle the most when it comes to, like, setting the boundary, I tend to do, depending on the situation, I'll do the boundary in kind of like phases. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm just not, depending on the situation, again, like, I just cannot set that headstrong one sometimes. It's hard. And it gets worse before it gets better. Right. It gets worse. I've had to, and it's not something that I, like, encourage, but I've had to put people in my life on breaks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stop calling me. Yeah. People very close to me, stop calling me. I'll call you. I need 6 months. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, any relationship is a relationship. Right. And whether that's a sexual or intimate relationship or a familial relationship or a friendship, it's a ship. It's a relationship. Right. And if you need space from that person to re-identify what you value about them, take it. Right. And if they're not reciprocal to that or able to say, hey, dude, I totally get it. You have so much going on. Like, my bad. Here if and when you need me. Yeah, yeah. Like, if they're just hounding you, it's not, then that's your answer right there. Right, like, it's exactly. Not necessary. Yep, not worth it. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay. Thanks for coming.
So, what is, like, if you had to, like, define, like, a boundary, like, setting a boundary, or, like, what is a boundary to you?
A boundary to me is a thoughtful process, which I work through, giving of myself in some way, whether it's emotionally, physically, financially, all of the things, is going to make me feel worse than I do in this moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it's like take from me somehow. Yeah. Without, and I don't want to make it seem like I need a return every time I do a thing. Right. I don't need an award every time I do a thing. Yeah. I understand there are times in life where one party gives much more and then the other gives at other times. Right. But if something doesn't eventually bring me some level of peace, even if that's a donation of my time, right? Yeah, right. There could be an ATM for, like, donating my time because I want to. Yeah. It's just, I'm not gonna get that time back. So why spend it?
Right. Yeah, for me, setting a boundary is like a loving contract with yourself to, again, just like protect your energy.
Yes.
Because, like you said,
energy vampires are real.
Right. And life is just too damn short to just waste
we're
time on things.
We're literally not guaranteed tomorrow, and that's like horrifying to realize, but also empowering to realize at the same time.
Like,
because
are you living, or are you just like surviving? Are you surviving or thriving?
Right.
Yeah.
And like,
where sometimes everyone feels like they're just surviving. So we're
always
thriving.
I'm thriving at all times.
I love that one. Thriving.
Thriving.
Yeah. All right. That'll be a hashtag. Let's remember that. I wish I had a pen.
I'm thriving at all times. Life's just hard, man.
Yeah.
And like, the whole thing, like, not to like make it about the internet because I'm so cool and trendy, but like the whole like spend time with yourself, date yourself, like that's a thing. Yeah, I just did on my bath bombs episode. Have you seen this yet? No.
So every Thursday night I drop a bath bombs episode where I'm like quite literally in my tub.
I love
because I used to have a really great bath habit and I totally lost track of that. So my toxic trait is if I really want to commit to something, I have to tie work into it. So
I wouldn't say it's toxic. It's more of a beige flag for me.
Yeah.
Like, because it just shows how dedicated you are.
Yeah.
So I want to bring, like, light to that. I don't want you to feel so bad about it.
Thank you. Thank you.
It shows, like, how dedicated you are in all aspects of life. But, like,
Thanks.
definitely a flag of some sort.
Yeah. So,
Not great.
So then I was like, what if I just commit to, like, recording a, like, 10-15 minute quick episode, like, while I'm enjoying my tub on, like, all the random shit that comes in my head and, like, one helpful, like, tip. Yes. So that's what I've been doing. And last week, it was discovering ways to feel, like, confident and comfortable in your own skin. And the top two things was taking baths, because, like, you're literally forced to sit naked with yourself and, like, accept all of the things.
Yes.
And then the other one I thought of, which I have not accomplished with Josh yet, but I'm on a mission, is stretching in your underwear together. Like, doing a deep stretch together with some, like, nice music.
So romantic.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be, like, a little sexually forward, but I think it kind of, like, allows you to, like...
If you can't be in that moment comfortable with your husband, then we have this, like, a whole
no.
Not you, but humans.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it should be, like, their intimacy doesn't have to just be sexuality.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
It can be holding hands, it can be snuggling, it can be stretching in naked, whatever you want.
Right. I just thought, like, the being, like, parallel with each other, doing, like, the same motions. It also, like, if you happen to be a couple where you're self-conscious around each other for whatever reason, which is normal, it's helpful, I think, to be in that space together, because then you guys can, like, accept each other indirectly in a way.
Yes.
Because, like, you're honed in, like, on the moves and the stretches and stuff, but you're not necessarily, like, just sitting there, like, staring at each other, which might be uncomfortable for some people, especially in the beginning of some relationships, I feel.
True.
Like, that's really awkward when you're, like, maybe still accepting, like, yourself, so, like, you can't really give your full self to that other person yet.
And it's hard. That's an age thing, too, I think.
Yeah.
I think, like, you know yourself so much better in your 30s than you do in your 20s.
For sure.
But, like, also there's no 20-something-year-old human that you can say to them you don't know yourself and they're going to agree.
Right, yeah.
Like, 20-anything-year-old men would be like, fuck you, I know who I am, oh, don't, on, right?
Yeah.
But even today, I'm like, no, I'm an incomplete human, thank you, work in progress.
Yeah.
But in your 20s, you just don't, you're, like, in between that invincible stage and that, like, real stage of life.
Right.
Like, yeah, you're paying taxes, but, like, you don't have real debt yet. You don't have real life yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, speaking of phases of life, when do you feel like you needed to start setting boundaries? Like, when did you go, like, hardcore, like, I need to make some changes, like, that kind of thing?
Definitely in my 30s.
Yeah.
Definitely. I got married very early in my 20s and out of college because it was, like, the next item on my list.
Okay.
And I thought I knew myself when the 20-whatever-year-old Amanda was like, I know exactly what she wants for forever. Anyways, we all make mistakes. So that was my biggest one to date. And then I got divorced in my late 20s. So my 30s for me were just about, like, who even am I?
Yep.
And, like, I realized this when I started dating. People were like, what are your hobbies? And I was like, what's a hobby? Like, what the frig? I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I cry, I smoke pie, I go to bed.
Yeah.
What?
Right. Like, what's a hobby?
My hobby is not being dead every morning when my alarm goes off.
Yeah. And making money.
Yeah. And making enough to pay my bills. But that was that, I was like,
I need to move this. It just says ass woman on my shirt. You see Shit. I wanted to wear this badass woman shirt because I thought I was going to look badass, and now it just says ass. All right.
There you go. We'll just put it, like, right here, facing you.
All right, this works. This works. Okay. All right, so in your 30s. Yeah, I feel like, I just turned 30 this year, so I guess my late 20s for me is when I really started getting serious about it, especially when we were thinking about having kids and stuff, and
that's when you realize time is so small.
Yeah.
It's so small.
Right.
And like, I used to be terrified of death to the point where I would like lie in bed at night being like, this is when I was like 11. I'd be like, if I die in the middle of the night and don't get to use my new Clinique lipstick. What happens?
What happens
like
to the lipstick?
All right. Anyways, not that the anxiety was wild, but like those, you come to terms with death at some point.
Yeah.
You're just like, it's a part of life, but like, and if it's my day, it's my day.
Yeah.
That's it.
I often think if I were to die right now, would I be proud of like the life I've lived?
Yes.
Always. Like at least once a week.
And listen, would you have done enough to make you happy?
Right. Yeah.
Like, were you happy when you died?
Yeah.
And, like, that gets just back to boundaries.
Right.
Like, because if you don't want to do something, don't do it.
Right. Yeah.
And that could be anything from moving in with someone to going out to dinner with someone to putting someone on mute on social media because...
Right. Or saying no to a plan. Fucking saying no to things. You people.
Cancel on me every time. Thank you. But, like, life is just hard. One of my best friends, we've been friends since the first grade. She's the maid of honor at my first wedding. Is that the one that you went to Target with? Yes. So
cute.
Like,
I love that.
We have been trying to make dates, and, like, she is a full-time mom of 2. She runs her household. She and her husband also own investment property. So she's not, like, I don't want to ever make it sound like she's doing nothing. She's doing everything.
Yeah, right.
And both kids are home. Neither child is in full-time school yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's important.
Yeah.
She's very busy.
Yeah.
And then I'm very busy, but in different ways. Like, a lot of my career is at night stuff. Like, not... A lot of my clients are 9 to 5 and can't be coming between 10 and 2 kind of thing. Right. So we were realizing that every time we made plans, one of us got so swept up in our fire of the day that we just didn't have them. Yeah. And then one night we were talking about Target, and I told her, or in the group chat, we were talking about Target, and she was like, "Is it insane to go the day after Christmas?" And I was like, "Wait till like 9 p.m." Yeah. She was like, "That's when I always go." I was like, "That's when I always go." We're just going to opposite targets.
Oh my god.
So now we just do it together.
I love that.
And like that's how we're getting our friendship time in. We're talking about like what's real and raw in our lives while we're picking out underwear and oranges.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like it's just like finding that little like something I was going to do anyways. Like finding that little time meant so much to me. Yeah,
for me, I have like 1 or 2 friends that are like really close to me. They're those people that I can just be so authentic with, but are those people that are also just so, like, our timelines just don't match up, but they are respectful of that and are there when I need them. Yes. So one of the things I do is...
They're free friends.
Right.
They don't charge you any energy to be friends with them.
Yes.
They're free friends.
Absolutely.
Friends for free.
So I try my best, or we both try our best to, like, have a phone call at least, like, even once a month. Like,
like a FaceTime
just something. Yes. Just to, like, catch up and, like, check in with one another and...
Another one of my best friends and I will, like, sometimes around bedtime, and we haven't done it in a while. I'm actually going to text her when I get here tonight, but we will both have our medical marijuana at the same time outside of our domiciles on FaceTime. Yeah,
that's awesome.
And so it's like we're together sharing a joint and sharing our stories about our day or week or month, but we're doing it on FaceTime because, like, that's the physically in life, we can't make it work. Right. And that's cool.
That's the best.
And it's easy.
Yes. And it's honestly so fulfilling when you have those friendships.
Yes.
Like,
and you'll find that, like, as soon as you start setting boundaries, because it does get worse before it gets better. People push back because they're used to you being a pushover and, like, all this stuff. But
absolutely.
And you may lose a friend or two, but it's for your sanity. Like, you have to look at it as, like, a goal to get to. Yep. Not to lose friends, but to get to the other side. Right. But once you're there, like, you'll find that, like, more things of substance are attracted to you. So more friendships. Our friendship has developed so beautifully in the last 2 years, right?
I love you.
Like, I love you too, but, like, more things of substance replace the things that you thought were so important.
Right, for sure.
Right?
I totally
and, like,
feel that.
For me, at this point in my life, and I hope this never changes, it's now quality over quantity. I'd rather have 100% friend than 10 frenemies. Right. Like, I don't need people, like, wishing bad about me into the air.
Absolutely not.
In my corner. Like, that's not it anymore.
Right. do you find there's a type of boundary that you set the most, like whether it be with like family, friends, work?
I'm getting better at work. Mm-hmm. So I used to, like, a client would be like, can you come in on this day at this time? Yep, no problem. Yeah. But that was also when I was first starting out my business. Right. So, like, I needed that extra whatever dollars. Energy, yeah. Now I definitely, it's been hard to, but I don't work Saturdays anymore, which is a huge day. That's big for you, yeah. It's like my Super Bowl every week. But it's to spend time with my stepdaughter. Mm-hmm. She finally said to me, Amanda, why aren't you home more when I'm home? Mm. And I was like, oh, dude, shot to the heart. Yeah. Because, like, hearing Mike say it, or hearing a friend say it, or hearing anyone else say it was just like, oh, I know, I'm so busy, but, like, bills to pay, whatever. Yeah. But hearing it come from, like, the 5-year-old's mouth was just, like, devastating. Yeah. And it was also affirming. She wants me around more. Right. Yeah. Let's do this. So proud of you for doing that. That's big. But I also, like, I am the first to volunteer for a weekend because I know we have several part-time girls who work the weekends, and if they can't, I know slim pickings because we like a tight and lean team. Same. Same. It's just what we prefer. Yeah. So we keep it in the family. Yep. But we'll always, like, it is what it is. Right. There'll be times I go in, but, like, I've tried to prioritize time with her as priority one, and then my income as priority two. Yeah. And that's been so hard. Same. Imagine someone saying to you, dealing with that struggle come in tomorrow and I'll give you $100, and you're like, take my stepkid to school or make $100. Yeah. They're both right and they're both wrong. Right. Respectively. Yeah. And the only thing I can win from is spending time with her. Yeah. Like, the money will always be the money. It's not changing. Yep.
And I think being an entrepreneur makes it that much harder because, like, for at least, especially the first couple of years, like, your time is your money still. Absolutely. Until, like, you build that foundation. But even still, like, you still have to be taking that action to keep that momentum. And it's always so anxiety-provoking to, like, think of stopping. Yes. Even if it's just for that day or something. Yes. But then, like, you set that boundary and you, like, test the waters and you can learn to trust that happens.
And I made a note in my phone with a thing that just said, hey, got your text. And, like, also, if you're an Android user, sign off now. I have no use for you. Thank you. iPhone users only from here.
I don't have any tips for droids either. Yeah. Sorry.
Please sign off now. You're still here. It's wild. I just copy pasted it. Hey, got your text. Doing blank. Yeah. We'll get back to you tomorrow. Oh, I copy and paste it. That. So, like, I got a couple texts from clients on a Sunday, but I happened to be at the salon holiday party a few Sundays ago. Yeah. So I just copy paste that. And then they all knew that I got their text and could care less if I took 24 hours to reply. Right. But then, like, the beauty of the iPhone is I went back and pinned their conversations. So I knew I owe these 4 people a response. Right.
You should see my notes.
I don't even want to. You have a spreadsheet for your spreadsheet.
Oh, no. Spreadsheets are not my thing. But I have a note for pretty much everything. Because I need to keep things sharp. But also, if I
keep things dull on purpose.
I, like, thrive on communicating in an authentic way. But, like, also, if I, like,
am struggling, genuine for
like, me. Prompts. Yeah, thank you. But, like, if there's something, like, setting a boundary or something I'm trying to work on and I'm trying to work that wording out, like, in my brain and it needs to come across on a text, like, I for sure put that in a note and copy and paste it. Mm-hmm. Like, why not? Mm-hmm. That's a tool. Yeah. It's a tool to help you grow that muscle of, like, setting that boundary and, like, feel confident in doing so.
And it's also, like, saving you time. Right. If you can copy and paste the same message to several people, like, or just, like, hey, spending the day with family, got your text. Right. We'll get back to you tomorrow. Spending the day offline kind of thing. Right. Just reply it and then either mark it as unread. Like, somehow mark it for yourself so you don't have to go back.
Yeah,
but, like, don't feel guilty. Yeah. If there's an emergency, someone will tell you. Right. You've never not heard about something bad happening. Mm-hmm. Ever. Right. Exactly. Like, just word of mouth, friends, Rhode Island, whatever you call it. Yeah. Like, you've never not received a bad message if you needed to. Right. So, like, just take a deep breath. Breathe
it out, girl.
This coming from a person whose, like, income is based on how much she's on her cell phone.
How has setting boundaries, I mean, I feel actually we kind of already touched upon this, but how has setting boundaries, like, impacted your life?
I'm happier. Mm-hmm. When I do the things that I limit, I don't even know how to say it. I feel like I sound sketchy, but, like, it's so, boundaries are so all-encompassing. Like, when I spend the time with the people or do the activity or volunteer the time or commit to whatever, that I wouldn't normally or usually will set a boundary for, it means so much to do it. Mm-hmm. It's more valuable time. I'm spending that time in a more valuable way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it also has taught people around me that when I set a boundary, I'm pretty serious.
Yeah. I've been getting that energy too now that I've been a little more serious about setting the boundaries. They're more consistent.
People believe they can question you because you've let, and this isn't to be accusatory, but like you've let them for so long.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And like you've always like over-explaining is a trauma response.
Yep.
No one cares why you can't.
Yes.
And if they ask you why, it's because they don't it's just. They don't believe you. There's something weird there.
Yeah.
Like I promise you, I don't care why you have to cancel it because your kid shit his pants, or because you just want to stay home and watch the TV.
Right.
Or because you just want to sit naked. I don't care.
Exactly. If
you
want to
cancel,
sounds
sick.
great.
Let's do it.
Let's reschedule if you want.
Yeah.
If you want. If
right.
not,
right.
No
if not,
biggie.
right. Like it's just too hard. I just don't get it. It's too hard.
It's too hard. There's so much pressure on, like I said, to like be a certain way, perform a certain way. But I think people are getting better about setting the boundaries and like being more transparent because that's just where it's at.
It's not worth it in the end. Like keeping something around you that feels heavy to you or feels like a chore to you that doesn't directly give you $1 billion.
Right.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like it can be bought, but like I'm expensive.
Yeah.
If you're taking my time or my sanity or my health or my anything positive away from me, you're too expensive.
Right.
I can't afford you.
I was just gonna say, like, what do you feel like is one of the biggest energy drainers for you? Like, or the biggest, like, red flag, like, okay, this needs to be, like, a boundary set. But I think it's just, like, tuning inward and, like, like, if you feel really drained one day, like, taking that time to check in. Yeah.
Right? Then setting a boundary. We can even say it's resetting expectations. Like, yes, for X part of your life, you've been infinitely available to do this thing or for this person or for whatever reason, but I'm no longer. I'm a whole adult now.
Right.
And, like, whether you feel the need to explain that or not is up to you.
Yeah.
I no longer explain. I'll just say, sorry, unavailable, sorry, can't, because the explanation was just giving them another reason to guilt. Like, giving them telling them, I don't want to do this because of X, and they would be like, well, what about Y?
Yep.
Bro, I'm not fucking coming.
Yeah. I'm not coming.
It's a no.
I feel like I just started toe dipping into that because
yeah.
I have removed a lot of fluff from conversations. Like, if I need to reach out to someone for a favor or, like, just because, I kind of, like, has started removing, like, the, hey, like, hope everything's good, and, like, to, like, intro sentences.
I hope this fucking text finds you miserable.
Right. So, I have been starting removing fluff, but I am working on the whole, like, just saying, like, I can't make it.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of thing.
I have a commitment. What is it? I don't care.
Yeah. Or I'm just fucking tired, so can we not tonight?
Yeah, it's just not it tonight. It's not it. And like being okay. And I've also like experienced that. Like, so a million years ago, I used to work in a corporate job. If you can imagine such a thing.
What was it?
This is pre-boundary, Amanda. I worked in marketing for marketing. So I started out in like finance. Got a poli-sci degree. Started out in finance and moved to marketing.
Okay.
It's what worked, I guess. And I remember the CEO of a company I used to work at sitting me down and being like, Amanda, I've had some feedback from the guys in the field, and like your emails seem a little. I said, bitchy. He goes, direct.
Yeah.
I said, but boss, this is what I need. Here's why I need it. Here's what I need it by, and that's my email signature.
Yeah.
I didn't put a picture of a kitten, so I'm too bossy now.
Yeah.
I said, if a male had written this email, would you be having this conversation? Or would he be efficient at his job?
Yeah.
Like, stop being such a female.
Right.
And I don't mean that, like, to take away from your femininity, but, like, stop overthinking it.
Right. Just
like, it doesn't matter how mad they're
Mm-hmm.
going to be or how disrespectful someone reacts. You're not going. And you're taking that power back.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not coming.
Yeah. Not coming. No flinch.
Unavailable. Period. Send.
Or what are the kids saying now?
I don't know. I'm ancient. I'm middle aged.
I
thought
I knew
my parents was middle aged, and then I realized that I'm middle aged. And
we are approaching that. Yes.
Middle, because in like colonial times, 36. Bro, no way I'm making it to 80 in colonial times. I'm literally in hospice at 36, no teeth. Especially if I haven't had a biological child. I am useless.
Yeah.
Take her out back, chop the head off.
Oh my god. Just say, it's okay. It's okay. Causing a scene over here.
You're on tight security.
Oh,
I don't know if that's your best idea.
It's okay. Do you need... Oh, you're... Okay.
Do you want some more wine?
Yeah, why not? Thanks. Top me off. What is some of your biggest, like, energy boosters?
Energy boosters are my family, my fiance and my stepdaughter definitely like increase my financial energy.
You said something last time we hung out, and I loved it. It was, so, not to brag, but Amanda and Mike, as a couple, are one couple out of very few that I know that have, like, what I think Josh and I have, which, I don't know if that sounds selfish.
It's a romantic friendship.
Yeah. It's, like, genuine, like, my husband is my best friend. And it's so... It makes me so happy to see that you have that.
Yeah, it's just, like, friendship, like, hoes before bros.
Yeah.
But, like, he's not my hoe.
Right.
He's definitely, like...
He's my bro.
Yeah. He's my bro, and we're just, like, wildly attracted to each other.
Yeah, but you had mentioned something along the lines of, like, when you're apart, like, you're doing your own thing, but when you push, like, that time limit almost of, like, being apart for so long, like, it is, like, so energizing to, like, be together.
Yes.
And I love that.
Like, we do so much together. Like, we live together. Obviously, that would be weird if we didn't.
Yeah.
He works from home, so, like, when I am, like, home on, like,
a split shift.
Yes, he works from home, so when I'm home on a split shift, he's over there, like, annoying me. Like,
yeah.
It also, like, it's great. And, like, he loves to drive me to work because he wants to spend extra 30 minutes with me. Can you imagine? Me. Extra 30 minutes each way.
Anytime, babe.
Each way.
I'm there.
Each way. But, like, that just means so much.
Yeah.
And, like, there are times I forget to express that, but, like, it definitely means the world that he wants to spend that extra time with me.
Right.
And he's my best friend. Like, we are hysterically laughing at least once a day.
Yeah.
Hysterical.
Absolutely.
Like, no, something happened, one of us farted, like, some obscene thing. We're children.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're absolutely children.
Yeah.
But also, like, I am wildly attracted to him.
Yeah. Right.
It's just, like, it's a nice thing to have the relationship built on friendship.
Yep. And it's just...
That also, like, we respect each other's boundaries better.
Right. Yep.
If that makes sense. Because we have that friendship respect.
Yeah, like, unquestionable respect, unquestionable loyalty, and, like, the trust, obviously. It just,
And we don't need to perform for each other.
Right.
Like...
You're just, like, there.
Mike will joke that, like, I don't shave my legs often enough, and, like, that is a fact. I don't.
Same.
But it's because... it's because he still loves me when they're not shaved.
Right. Absolutely.
And, like, that... and, like, that... The fact that he does is, like, amazing to me.
Yeah.
Like, please, yes. I have tried to sabotage this relationship in the beginning in every way possible. Every
For
way
real,
possible.
right?
I remember calling my therapist up and being like, Ashley, he followed me into a room. And she was like, can I have some more context? And I was like, I made my dinner in the kitchen, and I went and sat in the living room to eat it, and he followed me in. And she just went, okay.
Yeah. Were you not used to that?
The phone was radio silent. No, but, like, I was, like, trying to find something bad.
Oh,
I was like, this is so annoying, I'm going to break up with him.
Yeah.
She was like, no, you're not.
Yeah, no, this might be it. Like, you need to hang on.
She was like, no, you're not breaking up with someone because they followed you from the kitchen to the living room to spend time with you.
Yeah.
And, like, that, I would literally was like, But, like, I just wasn't used to, like, I want to be with you for no reason.
Yeah.
Physically in your space.
Right. And, for Josh and I, it's weird because he had, like, one or two girlfriends prior to me, but, like, he's literally, like, my only boyfriend ever. Which is, like, so weird. And, like,
a hoe.
Yeah.
Faux show.
I mean, I, like, dream of a hoe phase every once in a while, but I also, like,
if
have no desire.
That out
so,
with your husband,
do
it.
I mean,
so have, like,
what we have is pretty fucking awesome, so.
I love that.
Yeah.
Have him change his name, wear a wig, who knows?
Yeah.
Without your
just do what we gotta do, yeah. I love that for us.
It's absolutely normal.
Did I tell you that? I have a Snapchat under, like, an alias?
No.
For, like,
Hosha?
spicy purposes.
For what?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, I had my old number, and then it was 2020. Like, I literally had to get a new phone number. I lost all access to my Google account, so I also needed a new email. Like, I redefined myself on the internet, apparently, that year, for whatever reason. I don't get a lot of junk mail anymore, so that's a plus.
Jealous.
That's a plus. I actually, when I lost access to my Gmail, because I didn't have a secondary email at that point.
To back it up to?
Yes, I made a new email, and then I also made one, it's magdavisbs@gmail, and that's the one I sign up for all the, like, storage fronts at, because it goes into, like, a totally separate one, but that's, like, my recovery email, if I ever do need it again.
I have my old, like, my first email out of college.
What was your first email?
Well, my maiden name is Belargian. Last name is Belargian, so it was abelair9 at gmail.com.
Okay.
And my current, I don't want to give my current one out because
no.
BS, but it's much more like first name, some variation of first name dot
Yeah.
last name. You know me.
So hard to predict.
Me. Yeah, no one knows what it's gonna be.
Mine was pet lover something. Like, that was your very first email?
My first screen name. Was Abercrombie and some numbers because I was so cool. You don't even understand how cool I believed I was. I don't even know why, for what reason, but I believed I was so cool.
Oh my god!
And then when Abercrombie hired me, I was literally like, I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I knew this was gonna be my fate.
The gods have descended coolness upon me.
Hilarious.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we covered a lot on boundaries, which was our hope. Is there any way we could, like, wrap up the boundary section, or...
Set them.
Yeah, just set them.
Like, yes, it's... Okay, so here's my best advice. Find someone in your circle, whether that be your therapist, your best friend, a confidant, just someone who you can say, I'm nervous about setting a boundary to. And then that way when you set it, you can talk to them about it. You now have an outlet for, hey, I set this boundary, I said I couldn't come, I couldn't do this, I was unwilling to do that. And... I was received back with this information or this response. Like, find someone who will encourage you to continue to set it.
Right.
And it gets worse. It gets so much worse. But then on the other side, it is. Yeah. It's so hard. But no one gives a fuck about you the way you do.
Right.
And, like, once you realize that no one cares about you.
Yeah. Y'all aren't that special,
but, like,
okay?
No one cares about us, bro. Like...
Yeah.
I'm living my life over here. Like, I'm spray tanning naked women all day. I'm worried about my taxes.
By the way, best hype girl when it comes to spray tanning.
Because you're hot naked. You just can't. You have to tell other women when you find something beautiful about them because no one does. There's so many women in this world who have never heard the words, I'm proud of you, or you're beautiful.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I'm the one to tell
Glistening Goddess in Johnston, Rhode Island.
Just go please come get naked for me. In a non-sexual way. Platonic, thank you. This is taking a turn.
I mean, I think that's okay for your field to say that.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, what I love about what I do is that I get to be my authentic self.
Right. And same, like, with at Elevated. Like, we're just in our bubble.
No one's firing me.
No.
My only complaint, or not only, one of the main complaints I ever got about my career is that, you know, Amanda, happened to be sitting in the waiting room, and Amanda was speaking ill about her gentleman friend, Michael. Well... Another employee was speaking ill about her gentleman at the time, and we happened to say something about how, dare we put your genitals in our mouth, but you can't do this one thing for me.
Oh my
something
God.
along those lines.
Yeah.
I can't know what I said. It's impossible. But it got back to my boss. My boss was like,
Yeah.
She's our most requested sprayer.
Yeah.
So you could go, but she's not going.
Yeah.
Like, there's not... Yeah. And, like, just
and I love that you have
having another female be like, yeah, so.
Right.
Like, I don't care who Amanda is as a person.
Yeah.
She performs the service that I ask her to at the level I ask of her and beyond.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. Her weird, quirky, probably undiagnosed autistic personality attracts more business than it puts off.
For real, yeah.
You crush it. And, like, having someone validate me for who I am was, like, awesome. I've been written up corporately before for my personality.
Really?
Which is illegal. If you are in your early 20s and being taken advantage of in a corporate workplace, please contact an attorney or me. Thank you. But... And
at that email, that's...
Yeah, at the email
indirectly
some variation of first name dot last name at a gangster email.com.
Oh my god. Hilarious.
But it just like...
Yeah, that's awesome feeling. Just is the same shit for me.
Yes.
It's such a good feeling.
It is.
Yeah.
And then you have to, like, those are the relationships. Will I go into work on a Sunday morning because no one else can? Yes. Why? Yeah. Because my boss allows me to be who I am.
Right.
And encourages it.
Right.
Not only does she not care, she encourages it.
And it's a give and take relationship.
Yes. Yes. She, like, I say to Mike all the time, like, he'll be like, well, this is your, like, literally 13th day in a row working. First of all, I really love what I do. There's nothing like it.
Same.
Second of all, she gets me back. If I ever said to her, I need the next week off because I'm literally drowning emotionally, she'd be like, I can't do it today. How's tomorrow? Yeah. But that's who she is.
Right. Yeah.
She just wants you to tell her.
Yep.
And she'll respond in kind.
Absolutely.
And she makes it work. She'll figure it out. And like, she's never done anything. She's never asked us to do anything that she's not willing to do.
Right.
Or hasn't already done.
Yeah. Which is, I think, a huge leadership quality that a lot of places are missing.
So much respect.
Yeah. A lot of people, unfortunately, are just a number nowadays when it comes to the job, and it's so sad.
Excuse me while I drink a Celsius at 9 o'clock at night.
What a combo. The Stanley, the red wine, the Celsius.
I'm a girl, of course.
We got Cammy's sippy cup. Did you try out one of these things? Try it.
Really?
It's the craziest shit.
Is there anything in it?
Oh, actually, it might be empty. Oh no, there's splash. You're gonna get something.
We know
It's water. It's water.
So, do I suck? Or
You
is
just
it drain?
You suck.
You pull the mic up close.
Isn't that so crazy? But it doesn't spill. Unless you drop it. It does spill if it hits the floor, but wild, right?
I do like to throw a tantrum now and then. That is wild.
Yeah.
Kids have the wildest shit. When people are worrying about their kids today, I'll be like, bro.
There's an app.
Our parents.
Just kidding.
Our parents smoke cigarettes with us in vitro.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying we're fine because we're clearly, like, as a generation, like, flailing.
Yeah.
Like literally having
emotional
seizures left and right.
Yeah.
Like, we're not okay.
No.
Unwell is our baseline.
We're getting better.
Are we?
It's improved. It's actually no.
Or are we just getting diagnosed correctly and getting on the correct medication?
Yeah, I think people.
Or is it getting better?
I don't know.
I go back and forth. Anyway,
actually, the world sucks right now. To be honest,
being a millennial is so fucking hard. And people think that, like, if I just stopped buying avocado toast once a month, I could afford a home, bro. 9% interest rates, I can't afford a fucking anything.
No, yeah, too funny.
My wine's empty.
All right, any other things that you've come across in, like, your therapy journey or anything you've ever worked through that was, like, a big mental shift for you? And then we'll try to wrap it up.
So another activity that my therapist had me do years ago, not a lot of years ago, in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
My most recent decade was draw a big box, right? And we're going to draw a plus sign in the middle of the box. So now you have 4 boxes.
Okay. Is this the backpack thing that we put in our
packet?
packet?
This is the backpack activity.
Okay, let's hear it.
So this is your backpack of life.
Yeah.
What makes it heavy today?
Ooh, okay.
Let's do it right now.
Okay. Okay.
Live read. Do we have a pen?
Yeah, let me go grab one.
Ill-prepared.
I got it.
Look at me for like 10 seconds without you.
Nope.
This is
right
gonna be
here.
so awkward.
I got back into my journaling.
Okay.
I
love that.
Not daily. Still not daily, but
Alright, so here's our backpack, right?
Okay.
And we'll do mine and yours simultaneously.
Okay, deal.
Here's your backpack. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Should I like put my hand behind it? Please like, subscribe, and follow. Okay. So what's heavy? I'm gonna do mine and then do yours.
Deal.
Finances are heavy. Family is currently heavy for me for like reasons I can't talk about in the podcast. What else is heavy for me right now? Growth. Growth feels heavy because I'm approaching 40. Like, what am I doing with my life? But like, also, does it matter? No. So like, it's a heavy thing for me.
Yeah.
And I'll get back to you on my 4th one. Those are mine. Yeah. That's what makes my backpack heavy.
Yeah.
It's a strap.
Strap. This visual is quite fine. All right, so for me,
just put it below.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. All right. I also honestly, finances are a big one for us right now.
Are boundaries heavy for you right now?
Yeah, actually, like setting boundaries, especially so Cam's turning 1 next month already, believe it or not, and like the whole party planning situation, and there's
it is birth enchilada, so
I didn't really. I was hoping you.
I didn't notice.
Okay, good.
Good news.
It was
but
bad.
You might notice this one.
I guess like family / boundaries. Like I'm having a hard time. Yeah, evaluating setting some boundaries, I guess, when it comes to family specifically. Family boundaries. Also, like connection with self.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to like physical, I'm still discovering like what I'm capable of postpartum, and that's really hard for me.
So put that. If it feels heavy, put it. I want to put doubt as my fourth.
Ooh, okay. And I guess fear of failure.
Okay.
Because of all these new ventures that
Doubt.
I'm starting. Yeah.
Doubt.
Okay, doubt. There we go.
So you write all these things that are heavy, right?
Okay.
And then you look at it, and like, even if we go through each one, finances, anything we do in this second isn't going to change what our bank account says today or tomorrow.
Right.
So we have to find a way to let it go in this moment, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And that's not easy, but it's something that's weighing us down.
Yeah.
And this is an easy way to identify that, right?
Yeah.
And this activity doesn't solve everything, but it helps you look at what's holding me back.
Okay.
And I think that's a really good way to address like your current happiness. I'm feeling unhappy. I'm feeling stuck. I'm feeling miserable. Why? What's making you so heavy?
Right.
What's holding you back physically? Like we all have those backpacks from LV with like 92,000 books.
Oh my god, so
we're
many
We're the
books.
scoliosis generation.
I was actually a Jansport girl.
Oh.
I know.
I was LV and initials embroidered all the way.
Of course you were.
Hun, naturally, please.
Wait, what is it? Libra?
Libra,
yes.
All aesthetic, everything. And then get the fuck away from me. Immediately followed by get away from me. But like we're the scoliosis generation. But like just imagine that, like what is making you feel that held down?
That's so helpful.
And when you do it, like it might not be something you can solve today.
Yeah.
But it's an activity that helps you realize that like this is so easy. Finances are easy because they are what they are.
Yep.
It's not going to change the second.
Right.
And in the end of my life, my tombstone isn't going to say, Amanda kept a tight bank account.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
To the penny. It's not.
Yeah, no.
It's going to be like she was wild and free.
Yep.
Emotionally, physically, financially. But
Stop.
like, if you don't want it on your tombstone, identify it and find a way to move past it.
Yeah.
And we're not going to move past why finances are heavy today, but we can identify that in this second or in this moment or in this interaction, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So take it out of the backpack for today.
Yeah.
Make that tomorrow's backpack.
Yeah.
And if tomorrow's backpack's too heavy, take it out again.
I love that.
And that doesn't make you a failure. It makes you a student of your own life.
Right. Right.
Anyways, so
Damn,
here's
girl.
our backpack.
So deep.
Heavy ass shit. Holding
Heavy
us
ass
back.
shit.
Heavy ass shit.
Heavy ass shit. I mean, I feel like we should just wrap it up there. That was pretty awesome.
Cool. We're at.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for coming on, and hopefully you guys learned some fun stuff. This, I definitely think you helped me like let loose a little tonight.
Good friend.
You're that person for me.
One of my biggest life advices is why do you care?
Yeah.
What value in your life does someone else's opinion have?
Yep. Yeah.
And if it's none at the end of the day, regardless of what their opinion is,
right,
then it's none.
Yeah.
And
cheers.
so don't accept their opinion.
You need more wine. Here, take some of mine.
No, it's okay.
No, just a sip for a cheers.
Okay.
Cheers to not giving a fuck and setting the boundaries that you need to for.
And be authentic. Be you.
Be you.
You'll find you attract more bees with honey.
Yes, I love that. Okay, guys, thanks for listening with us. Toodles.
Thanks for shopping. Bye.